In this project, we're drawing half of your face with using lines and creating correct proportions. We are using value with our crayons to create some different shadows on the face to make it look realistic. We've got a darker value along the edge of the face, underneath the chin, on the neck, around the side of the nose, and above the eye. In your hair, if you have it down like this, you could have some blending happening in with some different colors. And in our letters, we want to be creating some value changes inside of our bubble letters that we created, going from dark to light. So those value changes using our hard pressure at the top of the letter and blending it down so that it gets a little bit lighter at the bottom part of the letter. The background can be colored in whatever solid color you like. I chose to do warm colors in my letters and a cool color in my background so that they would stand out really good. You can choose whatever colors you want, just make sure that the color in the background is different from the colors in your letters. I hope you enjoy this assignment. To start out this self-portrait, we need to make sure that our face is proportionate on the paper, that the sizes are correct. So we're going to start by folding our paper to make some guidelines. So I'm going to take this long edge and I'm going to fold it over so that it touches the other long edge, so that I make a nice skinny fold. Once the corners are mostly matching, just smush down and crease that edge till it's nice and crisp. Then open it back up. Then I'm going to take the short side of my paper and I'm going to fold it in half the other way down so that I do it hamburger style, or so that the paper is folded in a wider way. And so I'm holding the edges down with this hand and I'm creasing the fold with my other. And then I'm going to take it and do that one more time. I'm going to take this folded edge and I'm going to put it back down to these edges here. And I'm going to crease it again. And then I'm going to open it all the way back up. And that is going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections on your paper. So we have a crease in the center, a line down the center, and then 1, 2, 3 folds in the middle. If you would like to lightly trace over these creases so that you can see them a little better, you can. I'm going to do it just so you can see my creases in the video and you can see where you're supposed to be drawing your face. We're going to start with the overall face. We're going to be drawing half of the face over here, and we're going to be adding some letters on this other side. So you're only going to draw half of your face today. So we're going to start out a little farther away from this crease, so not on the fold, but a little bit in. Just leave a little bit of space, and we're going to kind of draw all the way down a straight line until we get to this middle line. And then we're going to start to round it out this way for the edge of the jaw and our chin. So we're going to go ahead and let that be our face shape. So I went straight down until I got to the center line in the middle. And then I curved from here down toward this last horizontal line down here, and I just kind of extended that out until it went off the edge of the page. Next, you can add the side of your neck. You can just start here and sort of curve it out this way. So there's the neck. Your ear is going to go between this line and this line, so we will connect a kind of skinny C shape around this way for your ear. Your eye should sit on this line here. This is the center of your face. We're kind of cutting off part of the head here. We're only seeing one eye, half of the nose, and half of the mouth. So we're going to draw that eye now. Remember, we start with a curved line for the top and a curved line for the bottom. Make sure that it is a little bit pointy on each side, sort of like a football shape. And we can add the circle inside. Notice that part of that circle is cut off. You can't see the top and the bottom of it. And we're going to add another smaller circle inside for the pupil, and I'm going to give a little circle in here for a highlight. We'll leave that one white. And I'm going to add an extra line up here for my eyelid, and a little line down here for the bottom lid. My eyebrow should leave a little bit of space up here, and your eyebrow will go the length of your eye in some sort of arched shape. Everybody's eyebrow is a little bit different, so you can start with just a line and then try and make that into more of a shape. However thick or thin you want that eyebrow to be, you just go ahead and make that shape just some sort of arched line shape. Next, our nose will sit on this line. The bottom of the nose will sit here. So since we're only drawing half, we need to kind of start here and do kind of half of that U shape that we usually draw. And then add our C shape next to it for the nostril. And then we can add an oval in here and kind of darken that for our nostril hole there, and we can adjust things if we need to and make it look how we want it. There's our nose, and we can add a little bit of a line, just a little indication of a line for the bridge of the nose. Next, we're going to do half of the mouth. The mouth will sit in the middle between this middle line here and this last line here, so the mouth will kind of go in between here. And so we can start with kind of part of that curve there for that mouth and extend it with that cupid's bow in the middle and extend it out until you get even with the middle of your eye. So if you were to draw an invisible line down to here, that's how long your mouth should be. You can make your lips as thin or as thick as you think they should be. I make mine smiling just a little bit. There's my top lip, and I'm going to do another curve down this way for my bottom lip. Next, we've got some details for the hair. So however your hair might look, you might see just a little bit of it coming across this way. If you've got very short hair, maybe you've just got a little bit showing like that. If your hair is a little bit longer, you could draw it down, and maybe you've got some curve to your hair. Maybe there's a little bit of curl in your hair. You can add some curvy lines. My hair is a little bit wavy, so I'm going to do it all the way down this way, some lines to show that. Notice I'm not drawing all of my hairs, just some kind of lines to indicate some of them, and they can kind of group together to make bigger shapes. So just some lines to show some of the hair. And I do want some of my hair to go across my forehead here. We don't want it just on the outside. My hair does come across that way nicely. Okay. And we can draw details inside our ear. We can add the hole for your ear there. We can do a couple of lines in here like that for the ear shapes. If you want to give yourself an earring, go right ahead. I'm going to give a little highlight on that. Next, we're going to do our bubble letter name design over here on this left side. If your name is very long, you're going to need to make your letters smaller. If your name is shorter, you could probably make them a little bigger. You need to plan it out and space it accurately for how you need it to be. So to start out, we're going to very lightly sketch in the letters that you need. I'm going to do J for Jones, J, O, So your letters don't have to be in a row. You can kind of space them out and make a design with them. But once you've lightly sketched them in, we're going to make them into bubble letters now. So I'm going to kind of do a double line around this and make it into a shape before I start outlining. Alright, now that you have done all of your pencil lines, you can take your outline color. I'm going to do black. You can pick whatever color you want, really. And we are going to only trace our drawing. So our hair, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, and our letters do not trace these lines. They do not need to be outlined with marker. And it's okay to change your mind and fix things with your marker, because we are going to erase all of these pencil lines in just a minute. Once you've outlined your drawing, please go back and erase all of the pencil lines that we don't need anymore, or the guidelines that you may have drawn. Color nice and dark. It's a little hard to see that lighter color, so I'm going to blend the colors together. I'm going to do the brown as well on the edges. I'm going to push down kind of harder along the edges of my face. And I'm going to lighten my pressure and fade that out and lighten it up as I go in. Even if your skin is darker, you can still do the color a little bit lighter inside. That way it will look nice and smooth when you're applying the color. It should go from dark on the edges to sort of lighter in the center. We're going to put a little bit of shadow on the bridge of the nose, so we're going to shade a little bit darker beside the nose. We're going to shade a little bit darker right above the eye. We're also going to do a little bit, you can do a little underneath here where that eyelid is. And we're going to do nice and dark underneath the chin, so it goes from dark to light on the neck, so that there's a shadow here for that neck. If you don't want your lips to be pink and you just want it to be like normal skin color, you could do a darker brown and fill in the lips brown. Boys might want to do this. If you want to add a little bit of color into your lips, you can use a different color as well. Maybe you could blend the two together. I'm going to blend some of this pink, red-violet color in here. And remember to stay inside your outlines as best you can. You might want to make one lip a little bit darker than the other, so there's a difference. Maybe the top lip is a little darker than the bottom lip. In your eye, you can do some blending as well. Maybe you have a brown eye, but you can still do maybe dark to light. You can change the color of your eye if you want. So I want you to do nice and dark at the top and blend that down lighter at the bottom so that we've got some value in that eye. So trying to get as much value changes as possible happening in our portrait. Going to use my crayons or colored pencils to fill in the rest of this picture, trying to use some other value changes, some dark to light in my picture in some other areas. You can make the picture look realistic if you want, or you can add some other things, colors in your hair that might not be there.